If you watch the latest JJK episode, then we can all agree that Mahito is a freak. But the question that everyone keeps asking themselves, why do I want more of him and why do I hate him? That's cause you're a freak too. I know I am. I mean, hey, look at me. I'm a girl who likes anime and streams. Also follow me on Twitch. But those two questions go hand in hand on what makes Mahito the perfect villain. Who is Mahito? Mahito is a special grade curse that goes beyond what we've seen in the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen. Out of all of the other special grade curse sorcerers, he's the youngest and the most inexperienced out of everybody. And he's already showing this amount of power and this amount of hatred and just cursed energy. But Mahito is slowly taking a pivotal role in the JJK series. And I think we knew he was going to be a pivotal character. In the first season when him and Itadori met with the other guy, I forgot his name. I have a memory of a squirrel. Mahito and Itadori and Junpei, however you say his name, I don't know. I don't care. Don't come at me. I want you. Mahito, with no remorse in the world, just straight up offed him in front of Itadori. He knew he was going to be a pivotal character in the series, and we can see that now in this latest episode, which I'm going to be basing this character analysis on. Mahito was born from the hatred humans have for each other, and this alone makes Mahito a much more interesting character and cursed sorcerer than all the other cursed sorcerers, because they all come from some other type of evil, but this evil comes from us, human. Mahito's kind of a symbolism as well, the selfishness that we have, the evilness that we carry inside, and it makes us wonder and it makes us question, why is Mahito this wicked and he comes from us? Mahito is such an interesting character, and this is why it makes the perfect villain to antagonize the main cast, specifically Itadori. What truly makes him compelling is his curse technique called idol transformation. Notes, for me, I feel like it's not one of the most powerful techniques, but it's one of the most inhumane ways to go out. Just pure evil. This technique allows him to touch the soul of another and shape it to his image, which causes the body and the soul of that other person to change as well. What's also unique about Mahito is that the philosophical way of thinking on human condition and also on his own life. 100% understands that he's a curse and nothing else. He understands that he was born to cause destruction, to cause evil, to cause malice. Like, he sees this as his purpose in life, and this is dangerous. And this is one of the main things that differentiates. I don't know why I'm trying to use different words that I don't use. Now I sound stupid. This is one of the reasons what makes Mahito so different from the rest of the anime villains that we've seen in other animes. So now let's get into the question of what makes Mahito different from other anime villains. Now, if you're a weeb like me who've seen trillions and trillions of animes and wasted their life just watching anime throughout my teen years, then you know that most antagonists usually have a goal in mind as to why they became evil or why they are the way they are and what put them in that situation to begin with. We could use someone from the JJK series such as Geto. For example, he was a protagonist at first. We see him in the series with Gojo helping other people and being a Jujutsu sorcerer. But then throughout the series, we see his inner monologue and what he's really feeling. And we see him turn into an antagonist. And he has a reason why he's an antagonist. And he has a backstory of why he's an antagonist. He's not just an antagonist and killing people for fun or killing people just because. He has a reason as to why he became that, which is what most antagonists have. And most antagonists usually have a form of empathy that we can give them, a form of like, man, like I really wish you weren't an antagonist so that we could like you even more because you seem kind of cool. You just are very traumatized, which is how villains are written. Another example outside of JJK, we could say Naruto with the pain arc, or even Demon Slayer. Each demon has a backstory. Usually at the end of their death, they are like, you know what? I shouldn't have been a villain. I was just traumatized. Please forgive me. We actually feel kind of bad for them and we hope they might change for the better. Here we go back to this freak over here. Back to the freak Mahito. Mahito has no goal in mind. Mahito has no backstory or any traumatizing thing as to what made him this way. He was born evil. He was born with the curse of being the evil inhuman. And for him, evil is good. Evil is natural to him. Evil is a way of being. Just like breathing is, evil is breathing to him. And an example of this is I'm in PTSD, guys, by the way. We're gonna have some PTSD in this. A recent example of this is when he killed Nanami. And I'm so traumatized by that. How dare you? How dare you, Mahito? It's not fair. You deserve death. After he killed Nanami, Itadori was left in shock. Itadori was left with pain and revenge, and he was like, What did you just do? Why did you do that? Come bite me now. Come bite me. He was yelling and repeating, and Mahito was like, can you shut up? I can hear you. He didn't even acknowledge the fact that Itadori was mourning. Itadori, this was his leader, his friend, someone he cared about. For him, he was like, what? He didn't feel anything towards that. He just got annoyed at Itadori. That's it. He was like, can you shut up? You're annoying me now. You're annoying me in my process of killing this dude. Oh gosh, I don't even want to get into it, guys. You traumatized. And you have to be a pure form of evil to kill such a handsome, fine, good-looking man like that. Like I'd say to give a round of applause to Mappa for giving us that one scene before he left us. You know that scene, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. You know. I honestly think Mahito gets turned on by his own wickedness, because in the middle of fighting Itadori, he literally puckered his lip and went in for a kiss. Itadori is going through the most painful thing in his life right now, and he's like, gonna make out. He is sick. And honestly, this might be a reach. No, it's not even a reach. This is just facts. He is sicker than Hisoka, because at least Hisoka waited until Gon and Killua were legal. At least he waited. He was like, I'm just gonna wait it out. I really want to do things to you and kill you right now, but I'm gonna wait. But no, Mahito, I don't know how can you beat Hisoka at being sick and evil? And the recent episode was a perfect way to show us how wicked Mahito is and how different he is from other villains in his wickedness. I was honestly left feeling sick to my stomach after watching this episode. Like, honestly, I was like repulsed. I was like, how can someone be this evil? You have no remorse. Let's start with his fight with Itadori, which is the best way to describe Mahito. During the fight, Mahito constantly taunts Itadori with his curse ability by recreating shapes of his friend Punye, Panye, whatever his name is. He created a shape of Panye, put it up into Itadori's face, and then crushed it right back up. He literally gave this man, he was like, yeah, remember when I did this? I'm gonna do it again. I think that was the most evilest thing I've seen a character do. Like, I've seen a lot of anime guys, and that was the most sick, twisted thing I could do. He already traumatized this boy, and now he's taunting him while fighting him, while he's getting revenge for his other friends. I mean, he might be worse than Sukuna. He might be, because at least Sukuna would just like end you immediately. This man is making emotional torture for this dude. And not only that, but he also acts as a game to him, and in reality it is a game to him. He's just doing it because he likes it. Like I said, evil is like breathing to him, so this is just second nature for him. But the biggest flaw that separates Mahito and honestly makes him even more different than any other villain is that he will run away when he sees that the odds are against him. For example, in the recent episode when Nabora came to fight Mahito, his clone, he was using too much energy in both Itadori and Nabora. Nabora was actually winning against his clone, but then he was a wuss and was like, you know what, peace, I can't win this, I'm out. And this is a big factor of what makes him different, because he doesn't have shame in running away. And the only way he enjoys fighting or evil is if he knows he has the bigger hand in it. If he knows he doesn't, it's no fun for him. He doesn't have shame in running away. He literally says that he's like, actually, I'm gonna run away. This is too hard. He's not scared or afraid to admit that. And most anime villains, they go on about their backstory and yada 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 yada. Maybe that's why Mahito doesn't want to die, because he doesn't have a backstory. But personally, guys, I love Mahito. I know that sounds crazy, but I also hate him. I've never had a villain make me want to see more of him, but also want to see him dead at the same time. This is the perfect written villain, guys. But what do you guys think of him? I know a lot of fans want him dead immediately. Thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to follow all my social platforms if you love talking about anime or need a community to talk about anime. Peace.